Alright guys, here we have it. Portuguese versus Portuguese once more. To those of you watching on YouTube, there's a rehost from Tatoh last time. So we kind of knew it was going to be Portuguese going into it. Tatoh taking game one in a really impressive fashion, I have to say. It wasn't pretty, but I don't think Trushes ever are pretty. Let's take a look at the maps. These guys are quite far away from one another now. I think Tatoh was not satisfied with how close they were in, well, the previous game too, before he called the rehost. Let's take a quick look then. Tatoh, he has the stone on the right-hand side. He does have wood lines on the right that he can always access. Wood is never really an issue on Arena, but sometimes if it's close to the walls, it can be. He does have the main gold on the back. That's going to be very good for him. The space down here doesn't hold any resources, and there's really no extra resources inside his walls. So it looks like one stone, one gold, which should be able to last him a long period of time. On the front, he has some space here. Still kind of a cramped map. More of a cramped map than what I'm used to, but I think Tatoh will certainly play this one out. A couple deer to lure in if he needs to. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at Melkor's map. He has the gold on the back, which is perfect for him. All that fancy wood stuff on the right. And nothing... Yeah, there we go. We do have a secondary gold, or a third gold, I guess, way in the back. And a lot of space for Melkor as well. And that really is important in Arena, because you have to have the space to build up your economy. Interesting to point out, we do have this stone forward from Melkor, and the other stones outside the walls as well. This is the secondary gold. One I looked at earlier, I called the third. So he does have some forward resources, which is not going to be pretty, and also the deer are out here, and that's going to be difficult to lure in, I think. Maybe if he brings a sheep here, sets it underneath the gate, he'll be okay, but that's going to be a longer distance than Tatoh needs to take. It's the Geodude map again, yeah. Geodude map confirmed. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the potential that the Portuguese have. I think we will probably see castles from these players, a little bit gunpowder involved. We could see a fast imp even. They're pretty good civ with the fast imp, considering the technologies they have available. But, you know, we really do have a lot of time to wait on Arena, so we'll talk about the relics, which is something you normally don't do on other maps. Two relics on the left-hand side, one closer to Tatoh, one closer to Melkor. The other relics are spaced evenly, kind of along the right-hand side, so one closer to Tatoh here, one closer to Melkor here, and this one's out in the middle for the taking. But I am quite interested to see what the builds will be and what the play will be. Tatoh obviously going against the AoC metagame in game one. Melkor, well, he kind of struggled dealing with it in the end. The Petards were really the only thing that was exciting. But we are going to see this game played out, as there have been no rehosts used. All you guys getting your attacks in on the chat. We haven't hit the post-Imperial Age in a long time, so if you are now in the chat, do exclamation mark relics to see how many relics you have, and then you can join in the attacks. It's a nice little betting system. This would be pretty exciting. I don't know if they'll be really pushing for the relics. I think it's going to be more of a boom or a fast imp from this civ. But both players, obviously knowing Portuguese are strong, they've come a long way in this tournament, and obviously know what they're talking about as far as the civ bonuses are concerned. Yeah, Robo talking in the chat. I figured, I'm looking at the relic distribution here, and I noticed it was quite even, so I figured that Robo had something to do with it, considering he organized the tournament. I do like the relic distribution. They should probably think about this for, like, Masters of Arena 4, because I think it's a more fair setup. It really is. But because of that, because the relics are not really close to one another, they're kind of spaced out, I think players will kind of be against going aggressive for them, because their old men have to go a long distance to pick them up. We're probably going to see in like 4 or 5 builds, we're going to see the uptime to the feudal age. How does the relic thing work? Well, I'm talking about my relic betting system. The way it works is you receive relics from watching the stream. So a lot of the people in the top 10 are just here often. And then also you can bet with your relics, which players did before, or viewers did before the game started. And then you can do the attacks. And then you can brag to all your friends about how you have relics on a Twitch channel. And yeah, that's normally how it works. Your friends will appreciate that, and they'll definitely know what you're talking about. Maybe they will if you have a lot of AoC friends in real life. Who knows? But there's the uptime from Tatoh. He's gone up on 25 pop, which means 24 villagers. I'm looking at the deer. He's only lured in 1. There were originally 3 there. You can see that 1 right now he's collecting. I wonder what his build's going to be. It looks like he's collecting gold. I bet you he's going to send this villager back into the TC and onto food. And he's probably going to sell stone to go up. Or even wood, because he's floating a lot of wood right now. I'm really baffled by his food count, though. 234. It's not great. Take a look at Melkor. Melkor's... Oh, how many deer did he actually get in? Have I just not been paying attention? It looks like he's got 2, for sure. And maybe even 3, because I believe there are 4 here originally. So that's very good he's able to lure them in. I thought he might be against doing that. But he's gone up a little bit later because he wanted to go up with the 2 extra vills. I feel like the better eco approach is the strongest approach here. Like, if you go up with the extra 2 vills, you're going to have a little bit more economy. And in the end, maybe when you both cook up to the Castle H, it'll be the same. But Melkor's going to be able to do this a little bit more comfortably. But the deer is certainly causing him some issues. As you can see, he has no food underneath his TC. He's just built 2 farms kind of late, so he didn't get much food from them just yet. And there you go. He's going to bring the deer in now. Meanwhile, Tatoh, we got to pay attention to his uptime. And like I said, he hasn't really done this fast. He might be up a little bit earlier, but it's not the fastest uptime you've ever seen. But just when he gets the market up, he's going to click up. He did sell. There you go. Sold 100 wood. And he's going to be up. So the question is going up on 26 villagers going to be good enough for him? Is he going to have a lot of resources when he hits? I just don't know. I casted a lot of the Masters of Arena tournament. Obviously, it's a little bit different with the civs, but I tended to notice that the higher eco approach is better. There you go. Melkor's clicked up. Additional 2 villagers. But we have a lot of time to speculate, don't we? 4 on gold now for Melkor. Meanwhile, Tatoh... Well, he's not actually collecting gold. He only collected 20 gold, so he could sell a little bit. And he's probably just going to be going for town centers. That's my guess. Victorias and siege towers do not work in this tournament. So it's going to be... interesting to see what he'll do. I don't think he's going to be... I don't think these players would build a Victoria anyway, because it's just not worth it economically. You lose the pop space as well. Now, no players are collecting stone, so I don't think we're going to see a castle anytime soon. What I do expect is a big boom and a big Imperial Age fight. And that's, I think, why people like Masters of Arena. I mean, I'm doing this no wall mod, right? The T90 series, and I'm thinking back, and I'm like, all the best games went later. All the best games had the house walling. The no wall mod is still a really interesting mix-up. And by the way, I have 1 player confirmed for the next matchup. I need to get the other one. But I'll announce that later on. I just feel like the later the games go, the more people get excited. There's more hype involved. And there's, you know, more expensive units being used. There's a TC from Tatoh. He has the other one here as well. So he's able to get the town centers up. Which is very good for him. And he is going to be ahead with those town centers. And he has a lot of food as well. So he will be able to keep them running. Meanwhile, Melkor, I mean, this is kind of what I'm talking about. He's going for the 1 town center. He'll get the second up shortly. He wanted to go for the monastery first. But he has a lot more in the way of resources when he hits. And we'll see if it's going to be... if there's going to be a big difference. But I think it's just going to be 1 or 2 villagers in it. But the monastery is certainly interesting because... you know, we talked about the relics earlier. There's 2 relics he can see. He's definitely going to go for this one first. He's actually missed out on scouting this. He sees that one. Sees that one. We could see an early imp time from these guys. I do expect that we're going to be seeing something a little bit different. Oh, and look at this. We actually have 2 monasteries up from Melkor. He could be doing something offensive with monks. But like I said, looking at the Vil count, Tatoh, he's 2 ahead. I actually think he's going to get a couple more ahead because he's already completed Wheelbarrow. Melkor, he's just now getting it, and he doesn't have the other TC up. So he will probably gain a little bit of a lead. But with the relics in, that's going to be helpful. I haven't seen any monk techs, but It is interesting. If he's just coming out to collect the relics, it is interesting that he's sending so many monks out. But it will pay off in the late game, and we're talking about how the late game potential is real. There you go. He's gonna collect probably one relic. He might be sending 2 out to this one, just to be safe. But yeah, pretty boomy game we have on our hands. We could always see a 4th town center, but I think these players, having already gotten wheelbarrow and everything, I think they're just kind of waiting. Tato's gonna go in and try and get this monk. It's gonna be close, and he's actually picked it off, which is really nice. It's gonna cause Melkor a lot of problems. He's gonna send this monk out. I think, you know, he needs more than 1 monk, that way he can convert this. If he loses 1 monk, but the other one's still there converting, he will convert the scout. But Tato's gonna be a sneaky guy. He's gonna come around with the scout again, for sure. But here we go. Tell me if you remember this. An old bald man with the book? I forget the rest of it, but you should be able to figure that out what I'm quoting there. Oh no, I remember what it was. It's an old bald man with a book. You're gonna give him a relic too? Oh man. Something like that. I'm really bad with impersonations, so. And no one's gonna know what I'm talking about either. But it looks like Tatoh growing in the Ville lead now. About 6, 7, depending on the time you're looking at it. Tato's still out here, and there you go. He should see this. He hasn't seen it. This will be interesting because Melkor, he might just get that. No, Tato's thought better of it. He's running away. And if he runs away, that means most likely he might be able to get 1 monk. No way, Tatoh. No way. No way. No way. Oh, okay. That was so close. I did not think he was going to get that close. I was going to say if Tato's going to run away, he's going to concede the loss of the relics. The chat's like, I have no clue what he's talking about. And some of you guys are like, I know. It's a video on Dave's YouTube, and I will link it afterwards, or someone will probably link it. I can't play it in between these tournament games, but it is absolutely hilarious. So we have 4 TCs now for Melkor. Tatoh might already be on 4 if he chooses to do so. No, I think he's going for an uptime eventually. But he doesn't have the relics, and 5 relics is really strong, especially as the game goes on. Yeah, everybody knows about Richard killing his crossbows. Of course, Zero Empires uploaded it after Dave streamed it live. And, you know, it's still funny, but Dave's reaction is just the best I've ever seen in AOC to something like that. But the uptime's going to be coming from Tatoh. It's going to be, I think, a little bit earlier than Melkor, considering Melkor is only at 24 food. If you go up to the extra TC, you're delaying your imp time for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You're putting more food into a town center. These guys don't do idle town centers. They're not noobs. So I expect Tatoh to be up well ahead of time. But there's going to be 5 relics here from Melkor. It looks like he has the other one coming in now. So forward, Maganel from... I really wasn't expecting this. I saw the gold mining upgrade come in. But forward Maganel, forward siege workshop from Melkor. That's quite an interesting decision. It's so late. And I don't know how that's going to work out for him. We'll have to pay attention to what Tato's doing. He's probably going for a castle. We got to put a castle in the front then, considering he's receiving some pressure. And I think he'll have the time to do it, considering there's only 1 Maganel here from Melkor now. But this could be a waste of resources. Of course it's Tatoh, so he's going to go with the tower. But this could be a waste of resources from Melkor. It's really going to delay his uptime. As I say that, he's not too far away, but Tato's going to be well on his way by the time he clicks. There's 1 tower, 2 towers, so maybe he didn't want to risk it and wait for the castle, because the castle takes a long time to be built. And on stone is Melkor as well, so he will probably be going with the castle. I doubt he'll need to go for a tower, because Tatoh has yet to build any military. He's going for guard tower, bodcanero. It is nice to see the towers used, however, they are extremely OP. In game 1, you see Tatoh pushing with just towers and siege rams. Like, that really should not work. Of course, Melkor could have given us a better example of how to deal with that. But as you can see, that tower just picking off that scout. But alright, we have the siege workshop there from Tatoh. His resources are looking nice. I wonder what his plan is here. Is he going to go into gunpowder? Is he going to go into siege himself? I think right now he's getting bracer and chemistry. Melkor's running around trying to figure out what Tato's doing. There's a Mangonel just to push this away. Tatoh can go for a castle. I just saw these villagers run, and I think he's thinking better of it. He doesn't want to put the castle up just yet. But I mean, this isn't sarcasm at all. But I'm very surprised Tato's going with tower. Oh, did he just lose the castle or did he delete it? I think he just lost the castle. No. I'm lying. I really freaked out because I saw the Mangonels around there. I couldn't quite get a good glimpse of this. This is a really ballsy castle from Tatoh. He's gonna get it up. Does Melkor even know? I just saw the castle go down and I was like, oh gosh. But he's fine. He placed another one. That's why he didn't have the resources. A lot of villagers building here, so Tato's gonna be able to get the castle up. It looks like there's a little bit of a Mangonel engagement, so it's 1-for-1. Ranges, so probably gunpowder here. And unique text coming in now from Tatoh. Now, unfortunately, the unique texts don't come in on the spectator overlay, so I never get to see this. And we're going to see a big push here from Tatoh with gunpowder, for sure. It's just a ridiculous upgrade. I believe, I'm going to double check here so everybody else can see. I believe this is the upgrade that gives ballistics to siege. I want to make sure I'm getting that correct. Obviously, since I'm casting the game, I need to address it. I can't seem to find it here, unfortunately. The castle text somewhere. I rarely see this. But it has to be the ballistics. It has to be the ballistics. You guys can confirm in the chat. I don't want to miss out in the game. But hand cannons are going to have ballistics. The bombard cannons are as well. For some reason I couldn't see it there, but I'm 99% sure that's what it is. So what's Melkor going to do now? He doesn't have a range. He has a lot of resources. He has a forward siege workshop. I'm truly blind. Apparently I didn't see it there. Yeah, my bad. But he still is baffling me as to what he's going to do. He's going to go for another castle here. He doesn't really have much time before Tatoh masses a large army. But keep in mind that Tatoh doesn't have the relic, so he needs to do damage, I think, before the hour mark. And everyone's talking about it in the chat now. But yeah, ballistics is going to be involved here with gunpowder, which is pretty OP. I mean, bombard cannons, if you mass like 10 bombard cannons have ballistics on them, I mean, bombard cannon micro is not needed, then you're going to see Tatoh continue to push in. If you look back to Masters of Arena 3, there's a lot of bombard cannon micro, but that will not happen here. Now, because we don't see that unique tech come in on the castles, I'm not sure if Mateus has it, but I guess we'll find out. It doesn't look like he has ballistics there, does he? Put that castle up, and Tatoh knows he has 3 bombard cannons. The issue for Melkor is he hasn't been aggressive. I mean, he had all this time, and he wasted so much time. I think that castle will go down, and this could be a very quick game. 28 military to 8 military from Melkor. He's going to try and get a shot in there. He actually did hit that unit. Both these bombard cannons taking a lot of shots. But it's looking kind of poor for Melkor right now. Looks like Tato's out here on this goal. He's going to collect that eventually. But push coming in. More siege workshops from Tatoh. Obviously, he's committing to the hand cannons and the bombard cannons. And we talked about the gold and everything. But if Tatoh has the extra gold, he has this amount of military. He can do a tremendous amount of damage. That can turn a game around quickly. Tatoh is actually on all the extra gold, so the relics are not a factor whatsoever until, like I said, around the hour mark. But this is giving Melkor a bit of time. I assume he also has the upgrades. And how many siege workshops does he have? He's 2, okay. And look at the amount of bombard cannons that are queued up. He actually has 3. Look at this, a ton of bombard cannons. We're going to see a lot of dead units. Looks like the bombard cannons are now firing on the hand cannons. Tato's going in to try and pick these off. He's gotten 1, he's gotten 2. I think that's well worth it considering the cost of these bombard cannons. And I believe we saw bombard cannon converted here as well. Oh my gosh, that bombard cannon received a shot and did not go down. That is really unfortunate for Tatoh. But like Dave said in the chat, a ridiculous amount of gold now from Melkor with the relics. Very good kill there for Tatoh. And more bombard cannons coming out from him, but you know, bombard cannons are so pricey, so that extra gold's really going to help Melkor. He's just taking the score lead. 1-for-1 there with the bombard cannons. They fire so ridiculously fast with these techs. It's insane. And here we go. Look at that. Going down. Just some really strong bombard cannons. Just absolutely insane. African Kingdom civs are pretty overpowered. And, oh man, that bombard cannon just coming out before the siege workshop goes down. But look at the amount of bombard cannons from Melkor. He's not even investing into any hand cannons. He's actually going into some stables, so he might go with some cavalry units to try and pick off these bombard cannons. But with ballistics, it's just so strong with the faster firing speed. It's so strong as well, and he's gonna take these units down. Tatoh has no chance in this fight. He can get one bombard cannon, but it's not going to be good for him there to lose all those hand cannons. Looks like a push out to this side. No, Melkor's actually running out here. Oh, he lost the siege workshop. He's running out here to try and get the gold, but Tatoh's all over the extra resources. But if you notice this here, we do have light cav coming in from Tatoh, and he's kind of thinking the same as Melkor. Some more castles from Melkor, which is great. He's gotten the elite organ guns tech, which is very interesting because organ guns are pretty strong, but I've yet to see a big fight with bombard cannons against organ guns. If you look at the range, I mean, there's a huge range difference. But if anything, the organ guns will do a good job at dealing with any light cav that come in. Tatoh lost a lot of hand cannons, and he's got to mass them up again. He might be doing something with organ guns himself shortly, you just never know. But there's a lot of light cav, and I think I need to point out that Tatoh's map awareness is insane. It's far superior to any other player, I think, in this tournament. He has the bombard towers out here, securing the resources. And I credit that to his DM skills, really. That's what you have to do in DM quite early. Look at this, 3 hand cannons going down. That hand cannon just receiving a shot. But this patch, just crazy things happen. And this is interesting. The organ guns are here. Tatoh's sending out the light cav and the knights. Will he get any units? I don't think so. Oh, look at this. Melkor is also engaged in the bombard cannon. So many units going down. How do you cast something like this? I still think Melkor has a good advantage. Look at this with a bit of micro. Focusing down the units. The organ guns there as well. But he's lost a lot of bombard cannons. Both players have. That escalated quickly. That was insane. Cavaliers now in for Tatoh. Full upgrades in defense. But I don't think it's going to matter if he gets near these organ guns. That was madness. Now this castle is really important for Tatoh, as are the bombard towers out here. He needs to slow any push from Melkor. Keep in mind that Melkor still has 5 relics, and we're getting closer to that hour mark, closer to the point where Tatoh's not going to have the extra resources. It's going to be really helpful. A Treb's actually coming out from Tatoh, which will be interesting because it does have a bit more range than the bombard cannon, so he's probably using that for defensive purposes here, as you can see. It looks like Melkor has cleaned up the villagers on gold there from Tatoh, but still Tatoh had an awful lot of gold collected. And here we go. You're going to see the bombard cannons absolutely shred these organ guns because they do not have the range. The organ guns are really strong when you get in close, though. But it's not going to be easy for Melkor to do anything without his own bombard cannons. And right now it's like 5 to 6 in the numbers. Castle going up now from Melkor. I'm curious to see if he knew that. Yeah, I think he's just found his bombard towers, maybe even losing villagers there, trying to build a castle in that area. But this is a big fight. We do have the monks in there, and again, a bombard cannon taking like 3 shots and not going down. But either way, he's finally gone down, and a little bit of micro with the remaining units. And what? It's so foreign to me. It's so foreign to me. All of these bombard cannons just going down. I think we're in for a late game. Tatoh is probably going to go with more light cav again. And he has full defense upgrades. Organ gun's getting a little bit too close to this castle. And finally, castle seems to be up from Melkor, but he needs to be careful. He just lost a bombard cannon to the bombard tower. And he's going to go out and try and collect this gold, but yeah, this would be interesting. Arancor says there's people speaking in the background. I'm not sure what you're referring to. If you could elaborate. And paying attention to the chat. Light cav coming out now from Tatoh, and he's going to try and pick up the bombard cannons, but it's getting to the point where he is going to run out of gold, and that's not going to be good for him. The organ gun's just gonna absolutely shred the light cav. He's going into the light cav because Tato's going into the light cav because he doesn't have the resources to continue making gold units. I don't hear any people. I'm probably selecting units. There's no one in the room, no one in the house, so I just wanted to clarify there. Tato's pushed down here. He's actually lost the bombard cannon. Could lose a couple more to the organ guns and the light cav that were probably converted. The organ guns are just so good at holding, and now Tato's going to lose control of that gold, but he did collect a lot of it. Looks like 2 more bombard cannons going down. And Rancor, I wish I had women speaking in the background. I wish, but I do not. Trust me. A lot of bombard cannons here from Melkor on this side. He needs to be careful because the light cav could come out and they're kind of exposed. But still more bombard cannons down here. If you look at the military difference, Melkor is so far ahead. It's really insane. 51 to 10. Also with the relics. I'll go to Melkor's point of view. Look at his resources. If you think back to Masters of Arena, if you watched me stream, resources at this point in the game is huge. I mean, you bank up the resources. It's okay to lose some fights because you can just, rebound. But meanwhile, Tatoh, he doesn't have 2k gold, 1k food, 3k wood. He's kind of struggling here. And also, he's at 121 villagers, which is not bad. He's lost his production buildings and he'll continue to lose them. It's going to hurt him even more. He's trying to push down here, which is quite interesting. He has a castle, but I don't know if he's going to be able to really push in. It might just be a matter of time till this castle goes down, then the walls go down from Tatoh, because Tatoh doesn't have anything here. A couple bombard cannons behind, but that castle is gonna melt. Like, it's just gonna disappear in the blink of an eye, and there you go. I blinked, and oh, it's down. So many bombard cannons. Organ guns were a really good choice for Melkor. Of course, he had the resources to do it, but it's just a really good choice, because when the light cav come in, they just die. They cease to exist. Bombard cannons here from Melkor. He has to be careful. He's receiving some shots, and this could be a good fight for Tatoh. Oh, wow. This is kind of interesting. Tatoh taking a good fight, sending out the light cav now to pick off more bombard cannons. That is a huge loss. A huge loss for sure for Melkor. He's going to lose probably these 2 as well. Also, he's still pushing out with these, but he needs to be careful because the light cav are coming in again to claim some kills. But it's insane how many light cav are here and how probably no bombard cannons will die. One's gone down. It really is insane. So, still the point remains, Tatoh doesn't really have the resources to hold. He's going with light cav, but that's about it once he runs out of gold. If the castles continue to go down, it's going to be more and more difficult for Tatoh to hold his economy strong, and that's exactly what he needs to do, really. Just try and keep his food units flowing, which would of course be the light cav. But you lose your production buildings, and it just gets real difficult. Those light cav probably not going to do too much. Will the castle go down? I think it will eventually. Surely Tatoh is not going to be able to repair that forever. And that is a lot of fast-firing bombard cannons. This is a little bit different than your standard bombard cannon engagement. Tato's here with the light cav. He's going to try and engage this, but how well is that going to work out? Well, we've seen it time and time again. The light cav, of course, they're harassing a little bit, these units, but they're going to go down to these organ guns, which is just so strong. But one good thing for Tatoh might be the fact that he still has bombard cannons, and he's killing a lot of these organ guns. He's down here. He's trying to raid this gold a little bit. So he's doing what he can, but it's getting worse and worse for him, and he has to really win a big fight, I think, to push this back. And the relicular advantage is really paying off for Melkor now, I think. But he needs to keep his organ gun safe. I mean, 1, 2, probably like 8, 9 organ guns went down there, and he's going to continue to lose some to light cav. If you're getting close to these guys, you can pick them off. And I think Melkor's advantage has been the organ guns beneath his bombard cannons. If Tatoh micros this correctly, he's going to have probably 7 bombard cannons once the siege workshops are finished creating them. If Tatoh micros this correctly, he can still push this back. Like, this is possible still. He has the light cav. And the one thing stopping the light cav are these organ guns, but Tatoh can really do it with a good bit of micro. He's lost 1 bombard cannon here. He's picked off another one. He's picked off another one. I assume it's going to go down. Yes, it is going to go down. Now he's pushing out, and his bombard cannon is going to send out some shots to the monks. But will Melkor get a conversion? I think he should get one. He should get one. He's gotten one. That's basically a kill for him. And still just more and more bombard cannons. So go to Melkor's point of view. He's actually out of gold now. And I wonder if he's actually sold some resources. Because, oh, there you go. As I say that, he's selling a lot more. But, of course, the relic's going to help him. Tatoh does not have that. And I think the relic gold is going to be insane when we look at the achievements after this game. Tato's doing what he needs to do. You know, put gold into siege, defend this area, and spam light cap. But now the organ guns are massing once again. Of course, Melkor might not have had the gold because he was spending it. And the organ guns are just going to continue to shred the light cap. But then Tato's running in. He's actually lost one of those bombard cannons. He's going to just try and pick off the organ guns. I think that's the only thing threatening him here. There's no organ guns, then the bombard cannons are exposed to Melkor against light cap. But losing another one there, Tatoh. And light cap can come in as well from Melkor. He actually has more upgrades on his light cap. But credit to Tatoh for just holding on here. Just holding on. I always wondered if at some point players are like, okay, I lost the game. I'm just going to sit here for 5 minutes, go get a drink of water, and come back. Of course they can do that between games, but Tato's certainly not doing that. He's just continuing to fight, and he sees hope. He sees hope for him here. I just don't know how he is going to be able to push this back without the relics, without the extra resources. It's going to get more and more difficult for him. But obviously light cap is all he has left, and there's the GG. What a game. What a game, guys. That was exciting. We saw a lot of dead bodies. And it's kind of baffling to me to see, you know, bombard cannons with ballistics and faster firing and things like that. But, you know, we casted it. It was great. Melkor with more kills. But what we all want to see, and largest army was actually considerable as well. What we all want to see is the relic gold. And it has the resources collected. Melkor actually ahead. But there you go. 5k relic gold. And that might have been the difference here. Just an insane difference. In the end, Tato's unable to push in and really do anything to Melkor's base, with the exception of that small fight in the beginning. So, what a game. 1-1 now. We're going to get into game 3.